Oldish. The art of knowing more and caring less. With your hosts, Randy Spelling, Brian Austin Green, and Sharna Burgess.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Oldish.
Yeah. Hi everybody.
We had an episode this week with Justin Freishtat.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot. I mean,
God, so inspirational.
well, like fail faster.
It was cool.
So inspirational, this concept of like stop just like holding on so tight to the small amount of money that you have and instead be willing to like risk it a little bit and kind of get in and put it out there, because you're only going to like really reap the benefits and the rewards by doing it.
Yeah.
And I loved that if you do have a small amount that you truly cannot, you don't actually have the extra, that rule of 5 thing, where it was like, if you are not at a point monetarily where you can take that risk, surround yourself with the people that do take them and just learn. So that listen to the podcasts, watch the YouTube, watch the TED Talks. So pick the 5 people that influence you the most, that are in what you want to do and be doing, and just surround yourself with those voices.
I love the information too that he was getting into of the W-2 thing, the concept of like being able to start even with a small amount of money, but start something. And you know, as you're reporting 0 gains for the first year, that you can actually be writing that off, so that business is not costing you anything, and you're getting that. Essentially, you're getting that money back to continue to, which is
that was great information.
It was great. I mean, it's like a side hustle, right?
Yeah, it is.
If you're working, have this side hustle, start it. And this is a way where you can spend money and feel better about spending money, because at the end of the fiscal year, right, in tax, it can be a write-off. My first year or 2 in business, I operated at a loss, even though I was making money. It showed that I was spending more than what I was making. Mm-hmm. And so in a way, it was kind of a wash for me, even though I was a little bit pained because I wanted to make more and more.
right.
But yeah, just that idea of start somewhere. I saw your eyes ablaze because I feel like you have some things that you want to start. And
well, I'm just kind of, I'm in this space of like, I've got these prospects and these things that are really looking positive, but I want to make sure that I am starting them and going into them in the right way, that that I'm not, because you kind of get in stuff and you get excited by it, but then there's still that like, because I'm not financially in this place yet that I want to be in, it's still that like that concept of spending money to make money is a little bit like, how much of this can I do where it doesn't cost me anything? And it's like, you can't go into it that way.
Right.
Because then you're holding back from really getting completely immersed in something and doing it.
I also liked the perfectionism thing and not starting with your passion necessarily, because that was a big piece of information and personal story that just confirms what he just said. Years ago, in like the height of my popularity on Dancing with the Stars, I had an opportunity to create a hair care line because the Sharna Red was such a massive thing. And this wasn't a solely my thing. This was partnering with a white label company. We were going to do it together. But I got so hung up on the smell of it, on the little details
of it,
right,
that I wanted it to be.
That it never happened.
They honestly lost money on me going backwards and forwards with the lab on doing things so often that it ended up not happening at all. And it was always such a missed opportunity for me, because at that time it would have performed really well. Mm-hmm. My engagement was super high. People were interested. The number one thing about me was my hair. And everyone wanted to know how I keep the color like that, how I get whatever. It didn't matter, it was hair. Missed opportunity because I got so caught up in the details and the perfectionism of it. What does the logo look like? What does it smell like? What's the color of it? What's the teeny tiny ingredients in it?
That right, I don't like this top on the bottle, this pump thing.
I was that pedantic about it.
You nitpick it.
Truth.
And you never really get started because you just like, you're procrastinating. You're coming up with all of these different reasons why it's not the right time. I also I loved when he started getting into the conversation of social media, because it's always a thing for me. Like I I always have issue with people talking about, well, you've got to do this for engagement. Because I don't know if it's that I have a mindset like I just hate rules or boundaries.
There's a little bit of that.
There's a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Definitely some of that.
But like I truly love the concept of being completely organic in who you are and creating a group of people that are attracted to that, and then that leading to the how many people are engaging with what it is you're doing and how, but creating something that is truly authentic and is truly you. I love the concept.
Yeah.
I will say, to tag onto it though, and something that he didn't say is that consistency is everything with social
sure it
media.
is.
So it's like, and as he said, if you're going to be a full-on content creator and that's
12
where you
hours
want to
a
make
day.
your money, it is a job. You watch the behind the scenes of what these guys do. It's full on.
Oh, you look at someone like Mr. Beast, right? What goes into what he's doing, the research even to get someone's attention in the first 2 to 3 seconds and what they're nuts.
Yeah. And that's a whole beast in itself. And then if it comes to even your brand that you are trying to build, and that he was talking about that, consistency is still everything. Authenticity, yes, but consistency. And I think even when it's not working and you're not seeing the results of it necessarily in social media numbers, you still have to keep going. And that friend of mine, by the way, that had that company that has that product that is now in the multi-millions, it doesn't mean that the social numbers on those pages are crushing it, but the sales are. People might not necessarily like it or comment, but they're influenced by it, and then they still go buy it. So she still gets the money at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
The only number that matters is the actual sales, not the likes and not the comments.
And that's a big one for people to know, because I know a lot of the behind the scenes with certain businesses and creators. And I can tell you that some accounts that aren't that big are crushing it in business, and you would never know.
Yeah.
It's all about getting steady engagement. It's not big, but it's the people that trust you, the people that come to you because of whatever you're doing or posting. There's something authentic, or there's something that they're learning, or it's something that makes them happy, and then continuing to do that. 2 things I want to mention, because I just wanted to come back really quick to when you said about the hair care.
Hair care.
I was like, is it called hair care?
Hair care. It's a hair care
For
line.
a moment, I couldn't even
For the
hear
salon.
what you were saying.
Hair care line for the salon, Randy.
Because I was like, what is hair
Right.
Oh, hair care.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Yep.
I hear successful person after successful person say that they, not the whole fail faster, but they just iterate faster than the other person. And while that doesn't work for every single person, it's going out and putting stuff out. And especially, I mean, look, you want to put your best foot forward, right? You don't want to put out crap, but you have to know when is good enough to get it out, and then craft it more as it's out. Because sometimes the procrastination of getting everything right freezes you from actually putting stuff out in the marketplace.
Look at every product, though, that is now like a household name. Ring. It started with literally one doorbell camera. That was it. And now you look at this massive company, but that's grown. That has become what it is. It didn't start that way. It didn't start... They always say on Shark Tank, like, you know, when people show up and they've got 30 different SKUs for things, it's like, what are you doing? Like, start with 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And build those, and then, you know, build something that way, and then you start adding to it. But you have to start somewhere. Like, you can't be afraid of starting because it doesn't seem like it's something big enough, or it's a new enough idea, or it's exactly what I want. So why am I going to put it out there?
Yeah, exactly. And returning to you, what you were saying about having these projects or different things, but just being a little bit reticent because of
There's risk involved.
There's risk.
Yeah.
And I guess a question for all of us, I'd love to know your opinion on this. What's the threshold? Like, how do you know? Because all risk isn't going to feel good. I could potentially lose this, so I don't know if I should do it. What do you think that threshold is where you ask yourself a question and then you go, you know what? I'm going to go for it.
I don't know because like, it's easy to look back now on failures and go, oh, but I learned so much from them. It doesn't make them feel great when you're in them.
Right.
When you're in them, you're like, oh my God, I'm failing. Like I can't keep my head above water, and it's like sleepless nights.
Just like I'm sure when Justin's dad lost his $30 million company.
Oh my God.
I'm sure that didn't feel good.
In the moment.
Now he wouldn't trade it for the world.
Right.
So you kind of, it's a bit of just jumping in going, okay, this could suck, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then you're just sort of holding on, I guess, and you're just kind of riding the ride, and it's.
I think it's so hard. I think you have to weigh it up. I think you look at maybe not whether you do or don't start, but how small you start. You know, because I get it when you have people that depend on you. For some people, it's kids. For some people, it's elderly parents or a sister or who knows. We all have someone that we're all helping out, I think.
I love when he was talking about it more like it's a side hustle that you kind of start. So you have your thing that you know is making money. So you stay in that, and then you create something on the side that then hopefully eventually overtakes the thing that you're doing for money at the point, you know?
One thing I wish I asked him, which is an interesting question, is when do you know when to cut your losses and move to the next?
That's a good one. Yeah.
And we didn't get to it, but my guess or my instinct tells me that you go by instinct. If
you have that gut feeling.
Yeah. And maybe that gut feeling, and maybe those 5 voices that you surround yourself with would have better information on that, on, you know, their stories and what they shared. But I thought that would have been a really interesting question to ask. And I was like, dang it, we didn't get to it.
That's a good one. We'll have to ping him and ask him that.
Yeah, we'll just
do like a Instagram live or something and get him on and
see
ask.
If we can get him.
Have people ask him questions too.
Well, this was an awesome week of episodes, I think. I really learned a lot and I loved it. And I love all of you guys for tuning in and listening or watching wherever you are. We also had another episode on finance with Morgan Housel, which I would also recommend for you guys to check out. Really talking about the psychology of money, which is also something that Justin talked about. He really studied psychology in learning how to get into his wealth. I think both of these episodes really complement each other. So definitely check that out, give it a listen. And as always, please share them to someone else that you think might really want this information, that has been talking about starting a business or trying to get out of a rut and hasn't quite figured out how to do it.
Most of us.
Most of us, right? So share it along to whoever you think this may benefit, because I think they would appreciate it and so would we. So thank you as always for being here with us. We adore you. We appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, share it along, and we'll see you on the next one.
I just wanted to take a moment to let you know that you don't have to navigate life alone. If there's something hard that you're dealing with or you're just ready for a change, then reach out to me at randyspelling.com, or you could DM me on Instagram, also at randyspelling. And if I can help you, I will. If there's a resource that I can share with you, I will also do that as well. Thanks.